thought I should make a quick video coming from Joan Vaughan home in the Mums and Toti that's run by Durban Coastal Mental Health, where they get their funding from. Durban Coastal Mental Health gets some of their funding from the Department of Health. Their electricity has been cut last week by the eThekwini municipality. This is a home for disabled people, but just to bring it to light, I thought I need to put it into perspective. So the Durban municipality has got an annual budget of, well, this year it's just over 62 billion for this year, but last year was 56 billion. But we've racked up debt to the amount of 37 billion rand. And this has been coming for the last 3 years. Now the scary part is that 75% of this debt is made up from normal household debt, which is water and electricity. So my point is, if people can't pay their normal water and lights bill for the last 3 years, they're not going to run into money all of a sudden tomorrow to pay their debt. But that was not the main crux of the matter. The fact is that government organizations, Section 21 schools, PRASA, Transnet, these guys also don't pay their debt on time, and they also owe the municipality millions of rands. So we made a bit of a stink about it to say, listen here, we need to keep these parastatal organizations to account. They need to pay the debt. Why should the ratepayers pay their debt and fend for them? But then I also asked the CFO to find out. I serve on the finance committee meeting in eThekwini. Two sittings ago, I asked him, how is it possible that we can allow debt to accumulate for 3 years to the amount of 37 billion rand? If I don't pay my debt, if I don't pay my water and electricity bill, within a month or two, they come and they cut my power. They come and cut my electricity, they cut the water. So his answer to me is no, because water and electricity is a basic human right. So therefore, they don't just cut people's water. But on top of that, the crux of the matter is also, we've got informal settlements in Durban. We've got 597 informal settlements. Yeah, not 5, not 50, 597 informal settlements in Durban, in eThekwini. If someone comes and occupies a piece of land, a piece of ground, he puts 4 stakes of poles in the ground, chucks a mattress inside there, a pillow and his toothbrush next to it, and he can stay there for 48 hours. You cannot phone the police to tell him to come and remove that person from the land, because now it becomes a civil matter. Now you've got to go to court because you've got to find ulterior accommodation for that person. The government doesn't have the facilities at the moment to accommodate this, to address this issue. The law was written to help these people, vagrants that come onto people's land, that you can't just push them off because they've got nowhere else to go. But the problem that I've got with this is the municipality now, the minute there's a vagrant on a piece of property, the municipality says that these people now automatically qualify for indigent support. So they will go and offer these people free water and electricity. Well, the first 6 kiloliters of water is free, and there's a certain amount of, I can't remember off the top of my head, the electricity they get for free as well, supplied by the municipality. Yet, in the same breath, the municipality can now come to Joan Vaughan home, where there are disabled persons, and cut their electricity. Yesterday, Saturday morning, the municipality sent out someone to cut their water as well. Luckily, there was a few of us there, and we made a bit of a stink. But also, fortunately, the guy that came to cut it understood, and he's like, he saw what was going on, and he understood, and they didn't cut the water, fortunately. Luckily also for the community that's pushing in all the bloody effort there, and AfriForum guys and Rapid Equals put a generator down there, they're getting funding from the community to keep the facility going, because you must understand now, this is not just these people can't look after themselves, they're mentally disabled. So you've got staff there, volunteers that wash and look after these people. You can't just take their swelled clothes and stick it in the washer. You need electricity to run the washing machines, and also this water and stuff. The clothes needs to be boiled, because there's a health risk here, because they can get other diseases carried over from one person to the next because of the dirty clothes and they swell themselves. So they need electricity. It's just sad to see how this government doesn't put things, priorities first. The Durban Coastal Mental Health Organisation, which is an NPO, they get 127 Rand per person per day from the Department of Health. Now that as well, 127 Rand per person per day to look after these people in a form of a grant. We've got people in jail. I think the recent, I remember a couple of years ago, it was 317 Rand per person per day that it cost to keep someone in jail. I think it's running around, I'm not 100% sure, but the last time I checked, I think it was 402 Rand per person per day that the government gives to keep a person in jail. Yet these disabled people